back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing Area 51 conspiracy theories. So I decided to do this because everyone has been talking about this and I had a different video planned for today, but since we all know I'm like super into like supernatural stuff, that this would be a good topic for me because aliens definitely exist, so why, like if they exist, why wouldn't the government know about it by now? So let's just get into some of my favorite conspiracy theories that I've read. The first conspiracy theory is that Area 51 is an interrogation center for the aliens that the government has captured. This conspiracy theory comes from statements that come from Bob Lazar. He was a physicist who claims to have helped reverse engineer alien spacecrafts when he was working just at a place, it was called S4, it's just south of Area 51, and he would help reverse spacecrafts. According to him and other conspiracy theorists, aliens are detained at Area 51 and interrogated by the military. Lazar claims that he has actually seen an alien being interrogated. Whenever he was walking down the hallways of S4, he saw through a window in one of the hallways an alien being questioned. Another man who claims to have worked at Area 51 has also said that they do alien interrogations, and he said that he's actually seen one firsthand and even provided video evidence. So after watching the video of it, I'm not really sure how I feel about it because I'm not really sure if it looks staged or not, or if that's just like how it looked. But I mean, it would make sense that the government would need a place to talk to the aliens because obviously there have been like legit UFO sightings and the government obviously knows about it. So why, like that like makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know if that's the only thing that's really going on at Area 51, but that theory to me would make a lot of sense that they would question aliens here. Our second conspiracy theory that we're going to talk about today is that Area 51 is a secret headquarters for a secret one-world government known as the New World Order. For those of you who don't know what the New World Order is, just think like the Illuminati. Like it's the idea that there's some kind of government, secret government out there comprised of like all these like elite and powerful people who are coming together to control the entire world under this like one authoritarian role. Area 51 is supposedly the location of the Majestic 12, also known by a lot of conspiracy theorists as the MJ-12. The MJ-12 is supposedly this new world order that they want to rule the world with an elite government that's ran by both humans and aliens. This secret committee was supposedly created when President Truman was in office and some UFO crashed, and I guess they were just a group of scientists at that point, and then once this happened then everything kind of changed once they found like these extraterrestrials. Apparently at some point MJ-12 was able to actually make contact with these extraterrestrial leaders, and they set up a meeting between these alien leaders and President Eisenhower. So the United States made a deal, and they made a deal with the aliens that said like, hey, the aliens, like you can abduct humans whenever you want, you can run tests on them, you can do whatever, but in exchange like we have to be able to, like you have to like let us work on your UFOs, like we can reconstruct them, we can study their technology, and we can use them to our benefit. If this theory is actually true, that like aliens and humans are like trying to rule the world together, this is why people have like distrust with the government, because like imagine the government literally just being like, yeah, you can abduct whoever you want, like whatever you want, like no big deal, like do your thing. I didn't see anything. Like what? The third conspiracy theory that I'm going to talk about is that the moon landing, the first moon landing, never happened, and the whole thing was actually staged at Area 51. This theory states that NASA, I guess, discovered that it was physically impossible to send someone to the moon because of these lethal radiation risks that were present at that time period. And since NASA had already launched this like Apollo program, they didn't want to shut it down, and like after they made such a big deal about going to the moon. Instead of shutting down the program at this point, NASA just decided that they were going to launch a rocket and they would have a real rocket launching. But after they launched this rocket, instead of once it was out of sight, they took this rocket to a remote location. They took the astronauts to this remote location and to a movie set and just staged the moon landing. So if NASA was gonna stage a moon landing, they couldn't take this rocket to like Hollywood or something, because that would have been way too obvious and there would be way too many people around for that to even be possible. So what makes more sense than taking this rocket to a remote location that no one knew about at this time, Area 51, where they had a movie set that they had made up, they had the astronauts Can I talk? They had the astronauts stage this moon landing, and NASA showed it to millions of people and everyone bought it because it seemed realistic. Our fourth conspiracy theory that we're going to talk about is that Area 51 is actually where the government is breeding human-alien hybrids. So if it's true that like aliens and humans want to like roll the entire universe together, I guess it would make sense that they would want to kind of breed their own future leaders for this new world order, and like making a hybrid would make like their like overall goal is to have this like hybrid creature thing look like a human but have the intelligence of an alien, so it would like blend in among the rest of us, but we wouldn't know that it's an alien. We wouldn't know about it. That's so weird to me that like there could be like things here that look like humans but actually have like the mind of an alien, because some people like believe that aliens are actually like among us right now, that they have been able to find ways to shapeshift to look like humans and to blend in with us to get information out of us, and like that makes me uncomfortable. The last conspiracy theory I want to talk about is probably the most terrifying to me, that absolutely nothing happens at Area 51 at all. So just like hear me out. So if this was such a top secret location that all of a sudden got exposed all over social media, this has been out, like people have known about Area 51 and it keeps getting more and more relevant and more people know about it. The government, like everyone knows about this top secret location. Everyone knows supposedly what's going on in there and people have all these ideas of what's happening in there. But wouldn't it make sense if the government fed these little bits of information to the public so that we would all get fascinated and we would focus on Area 51 and what's happening in Area 51, while nothing's happening in Area 51 and the government actually has a different secret location where they're working on different things that we don't know about. So this is just one big diversion to keep us all distracted and not being able to see what's actually going on. I feel like that theory makes a lot of sense, because if the government is smart enough to like reach out to aliens and talk to aliens and roll the universe with aliens, I don't think that they are just gonna like slip up and like, here's our secret location, here's everything we're doing, like whoops, like that like doesn't make any sense to me. So I think that like the idea that like we're all distracted by this thing that the government wants us to be distracted by while they're actually out there doing something completely different that could be way more like mind-blowing is just like insane. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really wanted to talk about this. This was really interesting to me. I've been looking up Area 51 stuff ever since like this whole big thing with the raid came out. I signed up to go on the raid, by the way, so like if anyone wants to join me, that'll be a whole lot of fun. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. And I'll see you next week.